Testing 1, 2, 3. Good to know that everything is working right. You have to go through a whole procedure to do these podcasts. You want to make sure that the sound, that the microphone is working. Mm, You know, everything has its responsibilities. Life itself is such a responsibility and such an awe-inspiring circumstance we find ourselves in. It's so amazing to take notice of one's mind. For instance, this morning, when it was the appropriate time for me to awaken, all of a sudden I heard a loud noise. And of course, it jostled me right away. And I arose with a start. And it wasn't an alarm clock from the exterior of my being, but from inside. It's remarkable and is representative of the miraculous nature of our beings. In my humble opinion, we hardly know anything. In my secret saying, I like to speak about humbled before the immensity of creation. Perhaps it would be even more poignant for me to say humbled before the immensity of all that is unknown within inside of ourselves first, and then everything else, creation. I know that the word encompasses everything, but it's good, in my view, to highlight this incredible miracle that we each are. Again, I'm left with tears in my eyes thinking about all that we don't understand about ourselves. When we look in a mirror and gaze upon whatever you see when you look at yourself today, now, or later, you see a person in a particular time, a moment in one's life. How much better to attain and maintain. Attain and maintain. I like that. A perspective on what you're really seeing. You're looking at just one moment when there are millions of moments that are really in front of oneself. From when you and I were born until we die. All those moments are right there, right now, right here, right now, when we're looking in the mirror at ourselves. And the depth of which we have no idea. Yeah, we have a little idea, yes. But when one takes a moment or two or three or more and really contemplates the depth of one's own being, one's mindful meditation, the depth is infinite and varied, so much so that we really don't know. Maybe you do, I don't. It is indeed humbling, and it is the magic of this moment that brings a sense of reverence and amazement, which is awe. A-W-E, awe. That wells tears, potentially, into one's eyes. They're not necessarily of sadness or gladness. They're just tears of realization of what is, what we are a part of. Bundles of miracles, humbled before ourselves and creation. Because as much as we're a part of creation, we, in a sense, stand apart. We view. We have a perspective. The more that one mindfully meditates, the greater one's perspective can be. And thankful for an opportunity to think, to even have a chance of being alive. It is such a grand experience to be here now. When one looks in the mirror, okay, we got that. But when we go outside, when we meet our loved ones, our friends, our acquaintances, our co-workers, anyone, attaining and maintaining this perspective we've been discussing so far of seeing the many moments on one's lives, in their lives, as well as our own. It changes everything. One's perspective broadens again, deepens again. It is not the same after you have encompassed so much in one's thinking. This sense of perspective and one's quest for greater virtuosity allows one to accept all of the above, everything we've been talking about. It's a reach to do this. It's a lot to view oneself in any particular moment from a timeline of being born to passing away. It's a reach. It's awe-inspiring. It's humbling. It can be full of gratitude, but one must put the pieces together. The puzzle has been taken out of the box and strewn on the table. There are many pieces. One need find a way to put the puzzle together. One need invest the time to do this. This is what practice is. This is the commitment of one's own practice. What you ever need to do to take each step, each puzzle piece, and put it together with others that you might conceive of what can be. It is a great responsibility that we all share, oftentimes left unfulfilled, unrealized. It is an effort one must make. Our educational systems would look at me with a big question mark. Why to know thyself? That everyone has a sense of being able to thine own self be true. Simple. We're not asking great demands. Maybe all one wants to be is a carpenter and build. Maybe one just wants to be a gardener and grow. Maybe one just enjoys cooking and wants to create and feed. Again, I don't know. It's individual. Each of us has a choice in this constantly changing environment of our universe. It is a blessing, the passage of time. as it represents a continuous opportunity, potential for changing, acquiring hope, aspirations, goals. These are the things in life that we pursue. Being positive, creating momentums of positive energy, seeking to inquire self-improvement, virtues, kindness, generosity, compassion, empathy, understanding, wisdom, maturity, friendship, love, patience. A few. There are many more. We each can delve into ourselves and determine what we need to consider. What we need to even just be aware is already one's first step in helping oneself acquire, aspire towards improvement. Who are the beneficiaries of this? Everyone. Oneself, one's closest family members, friends, community. You know the rest. Everyone. Everything that we do is immortalized in the energy of creation. Every thought is telegraphed beyond your brain into the ether. If you think that your words are traveling through the air, then yes, you are correct. Do you think your thoughts don't also share this space as much as the heat emanating from your body's muscular activity? Of course. Everything is exuding from each of us. It is a literally melting pot of energy upon a world such as ours. Everything is in communication. The plants, the grass beneath one's feet, the birds flying through the airs, the fish swimming through the seas, the creatures and insects that have populated this earth. Everything is in a sense communication of sharing energy. And this is kind of what I'm saying when there's so much that we're not aware of or realizing, or even capable perhaps of realizing in our world. We are all here bundles of miracles. Humbled before ourselves for what we do and what we don't know. Humbled and in awe at this immensity, and thankful that we have a chance to learn and improve. Breathe, pulse, warm the air around you, and shimmer in the majesty of one's own creation. Flow, grow, glow like a firefly, and shine in one's own self-realization. Have a wonderful day. The time has flown again. 15 minutes seems like one. Namaste.